Good morning, guys, and good to see all of you. I'm happy you are here. I'm Toby, and this video is going to be about culture shock again. But not just generally about culture shock. I will compare some cultural aspects here in Germany with those in the Philippines and explain kind of why both of them give me kind of a culture shock. So get ready for a comparison between German culture and Filipino culture after the intro. Oh, you're back. I was afraid to smell. So what do you think? Is this okay now? This is the storage room under the roof of my parents' home. Actually, I wanted to go outside with you guys today, but look at this. Right, that's really crappy weather. No, I like more like this, not that good. Yeah, like this is nice. What do you think? Headspace. Your cameraman is very complicated. I want to remind you there's a collaboration going on right now. I asked you in the last video to just send me a short video clip stating your name, the country you're from, and the country you're currently living. Just something like this. Hello, I'm Toby, and I'm from Germany, but I used to live in the Philippines. You see, just something very simple. You don't need to pay attention to the quality or something like this. I got a few of your videos already, so thank you very much. But it would be so nice if there are more of you just sending me those clips so I can put them together nicely for a nice 5,000 subscriber special. But now let's get right to it. My German culture shock versus my Filipino culture shock. At the moment I'm readjusting here to German culture and German customs and trying to arrive back here. Like physically we arrived here like 2 months ago, but still I'm feeling more Filipino than German probably. That means right now I'm in a re-entry culture shock. And the first cultural thing I'm struggling with is about relationships. Relationships or feeling alone. Here in Germany, people are much less flexible than they are in the Philippines. People are so busy and you need to plan out every meeting. You need to have a schedule, a calendar or something like this to organize really in detail when you will meet which people. That makes me feel alone sometimes because it's not easy to just spontaneously go to a place to meet some people, and that gives me kind of a culture shock here. On the other hand, I had the same kind of culture shock in the Philippines as well. I was also feeling alone, but the reason is totally different. There I felt alone because I always felt different. Like, I'm not looking like a Filipino, I was not behaving like a Filipino, I'm very tall, have long blonde hair, so I was so different from all the others. People were staring at me all the time, maybe even laughing at me or with me. That also made me feel alone. It almost took me 3 years to really feel comfortable with my Filipino friends. To really have this kind of foundation in a relationship that I fully enjoyed being together. I'm not sure what you think about this. I learned this is actually quite normal. Secondly, the interaction with other people. Normally here in Germany, people are very direct, very straightforward, just telling you what you're doing wrong or right, just saying what they're up to. Honest, very direct, but it can be hurting at times. Yeah, especially when we have like conversations about theological discussions or any political kind of topics, Germans can get quite hot-tempered. And this can be hurting. People can be quite critical. In the Philippines, however, it's quite the opposite. People are generally very polite, very indirect, very friendly and open. And though this is nice, this also gave me a culture shock a few years ago when we moved to the Philippines. You know, sometimes you just don't know what the other person said, because it was like indirect. It's hard to get a straight answer. It's hard to discuss openly about something because maybe it seems like impolite or something. So you see, Filipino culture, quite the opposite of German culture, but on both ends I was struggling to adjust. Thirdly, planning. The Western style of planning, or the German style of planning for this matter, is very different from the Filipino style. By the way, I hope you understand this is just like very general about culture, Filipino culture, German culture. I know there are differences and I know not every Filipino or every German is the same. Anyway, planning. Normally in Germany, we plan everything very detailed. That means when we have events or something, Almost every minute is structured. The speaker will have a paper with like minute by minute what is going on when, and exactly like 22 minutes is he supposed to speak, and quite a lot of energy is going into the preparation of an event. Or even sometimes with friendships, relationships, you're meeting, you plan. It's very detailed, it's very structured. In the Philippines, however, the planning sessions I experienced were quite, I would almost say, shallow, not very deep. It's more about like just feeling nice and having a good time to make everybody happy, but like structure-wise, it's not really planned deeply. We were at a few events in the Philippines, and often there are like problems with technical stuff, and then you wait for like 2 hours because the speaker is late. All those kind of things will almost never happen in Germany. So now here in Germany, I'm feeling uncomfortable with all those planning and details. And in the Philippines lately, I really enjoyed this, just going with the flow, and then even on an event to organize stuff spontaneously. But when we arrived there, I really struggled also to adjust with that. I always wanted to plan everything. You see? It's very different. Then fourthly, the fourth point. Point number 4, the attitude. I'm not sure if you know this already about Germany. Germans like to complain. In terms of weather, it's too cold, it's too hot, it's too wet, it's too dry. We have so many problems here, and the government is doing like crap there. And Germans are complaining a lot. But I have a hard time to adjust, especially because things are going really well in this country. On the other side, complaining also means thriving for excellency. Maybe this is also a reason we are quite innovative in industry and technique and stuff. Because we are not satisfied with how it is now, we want to thrive, we want to make it better. In the Philippines, however, it seems to be like generally people are more happy, they are satisfied, they are smiling, they are not complaining all the time about everything, although there's actually enough to complain about, especially for the poor people. Anyway, they seem to be a lot happier than people here in Germany. And on the other hand, things are often just very chaotic. If you fix something, you just make it work again. You don't have to thrive for excellency or something. So there's a huge difference again in the German attitude, pros and cons, versus the Filipino attitude, also pros and cons. It took a while to adjust. No, I just found out there's a huge shadow when I move my hands, like here. Point number 5, or fifthly, the pace of life. The pace of life in Germany is more like and the pace in the Philippines is more like you know what I mean? In Germany, life is very fast. We have those autobahns, highways, without speed limit. You can drive like very fast. But sometimes there are too many construction areas. Anyway. So the pace of life is very busy, very fast. You get things done. You do a lot of things, like all the time. In the Philippines, it's a little bit different. You take your time, you adapt to the weather, because sometimes it's just so hot. And then in Manila, traffic is so bad, you can't go fast like to anywhere. But you also take time for relationships, for people. But just the pace of life seemed to be different, much slower, especially when we used to live in the province. But when we first arrived in the Philippines, I really struggled. I wanted to do things. I wanted to make a garden in the back of our house, and I worked the whole day. It was like burning hot. And I used the shovel and everything, and I really worked hard the whole day because I wanted to get it done. And then I was in bed like for 2 or 3 days with fever because I got a heat stroke or so. So I really had to adjust, and it took a while. But now here in Germany, I have to readjust again because everything is so quick, so fast, so busy. Anyway, friends, I hope you enjoyed this a little bit, the comparison between German culture and Filipino culture, and that I was struggling, or still am, on both sides. So a lot of you are also living abroad in a different country, or you are traveling. Let me know in the comments below which kind of cultural differences are stressing you the most. You understand? So which kind of things are very different from your home country and how you deal with that. And again, Don't forget to send me this video clip so I can make a nice 5,000 subscriber special. Again, thank you so much for all the support and love on this channel. I really appreciate that you are around. Hit subscribe if you aren't already, and also ring the funny little bell in order to get notified when a new video drops. And hit the like button if you liked what you saw, and if not, just do it anyways because it actually makes a difference. And again, don't forget to enjoy your life wherever you are. And we'll see each other in the next video. Bye!